Hello adventurers, I'm Gray and welcome back to another Hytale Blog update. And this is going to be a bit of a big and more of a serious update this time. This one is about rising expectations, new challenges, and next steps, an update from the Hytale team. And at the end of this, I'm going to give a little talk about my own thoughts about Hytale and some big news about my channel and some serious talks and stuff like that. Not only news, but more like just some serious talks. But to start out, they talk about how big of a deal Hytale has become to them and to the community and to the world. It's hard to believe it's been almost 5 months that they announced it, and the moments before the trailer launch were some of the most nerve-wracking they've experienced. Basically, they're looking at the impact the trailer and its reaction has had on its development, and trying to give an update a little bit on the progress they've been making. So, ever since they announced the game, many doors have opened for the company, and the stakes have also been raised. A community has already been formed, even when the game hasn't even released yet, and there's lots of videos and social media posts made about it, and they've been monitoring all of it and enjoying it. So if you guys are making fan art or memes or posts on Reddit or Twitter or anything like that, keep on doing it. It's really nice to see a community around a game that's so involved and so excited. Like, I haven't seen that type of stuff in a long time. I remember Minecraft had a great community, and I'm hoping this one will be just as great. And they throw in a couple screenshots in here that aren't too relevant to the blog post, just to like add a couple more details if you want to look for them in here. So you can see a guy holding a torch. There's some ambient lighting going on here, or dynamic lighting you could call it. So as he walks around, it lights up what's around him. That's kind of like what's in Optifine in Minecraft. Other than that, it's just another view of the caves of Zone 3. We're hugely grateful to everyone who's made something, written something, and sent them messages, so keep on doing that. It's really nice and heartwarming. The massive response has changed things for us. It has opened up a huge number of opportunities when it comes to things like hiring and potential partnerships. Before we announced Hytale, we were receiving a slow trickle of job applications, and the industry knew us as modders if they knew us at all. Now it has changed, and it helps us to improve our decision making and make the game better. I'm glad to see that they're taking it to heart as a good thing, rather than being bogged down by the expectations that are now laid upon them, because I'm sure they're getting tons of job applications, which they say they're getting thousands of them. They're trying to keep the community supplied of screenshots and info and listen to feedback, and it's hard to set a fixed timeline whenever they're trying to make the game as best as they can to meet all these expectations. So, if you recall, Hytale Studios, or Hypixel Studios, or Hypixel in general, started out as a Minecraft community. Or specifically, it started out as just two people, Simon and Rezis, and then it grew to be a Minecraft server community. Like, they made maps and then they ran a server, and they're mostly known for modding a game. They're very small. Now they're making a name as game developers. They're growing really big, and they've never done this before, and the expectations are huge for them. So we're just gonna have to hope for the best and hope that they're able to provide something that's fun for all of us to enjoy. So they give us a little bit of a screenshot here of a horse with with beautiful hair, I must say. So luxurious, so suave. And it's the best view of a horse we've had so far, which is nice. I'm going to save this screenshot to show off horses in Zone 2. So now they get more serious. Here's the thing, with this amount of attention comes a huge amount of pressure to get the game right. We receive hundreds of messages every week asking us to release Hytale as soon as possible, but we firmly believe that the best thing we can do is take advantage of all the resources at our disposal and make the game as good as it can possibly be. That's what we mean when we say Hytale will be ready when it's ready. Things are moving fast and every day we're getting closer, which I like to hear. That means they're making progress. But there's still a lot of work to do. We don't want to announce a start date for the beta until we're confident we can hit it, and we're not in a position to do that yet. When we are, you can be assured we'll let you know. We've got no interest in keeping it a secret. What this tells me is that they are making good development right now. They're constantly adding things, they're constantly updating and changing and listening to feedback. However, they're constantly getting more feedback and more ideas and more things that they want to add to the game, and as such, they have no set time where they'll have everything added that they want to for the beta. And that means the beta could be coming out in quite a while. It might be several months before it comes out. Now, there has been a Hytale Info Reddit Discord server made, and the only reason I'm saying this is because there's a poll on there asking for when people expect Hytale to come out, like the beta. And most people think it's going to come out in June, and I initially thought it would come out in June too, because that would be the perfect time for kids who are out of school for the summer to get into this game, to learn about it, to get invested. I'm not sure if that'll be the case though. I think it might be several more months beyond that. We'll have to see though. They're not giving us a date yet, and many people will be disappointed about that. We've all had the experience of having to wait for a game we're excited about, so we understand. The fact that so many people are keen to get their hands on it means a lot to us, but we believe it's better to wait for a game that lives up to expectations than get hyped for a game that turns out to have been released too early. I'm really glad that they're doing that, though. I feel like that's kind of rare to see in developers nowadays, other than like CD Projekt Red and other things like that. Remember, in the words of the great Shigeru Miyamoto, a delayed game is eventually good, but a rushed game is forever bad. And of course, I know out of context, like that, this quote's not always accurate, but I believe it often to be the case, where game developers try to rush out the game in order to get maximum income to release at the perfect time. I'd rather a game developer wait until the game is fully ready to what meets their expectations before they release it for people to enjoy. And that way, they have a happy community and a polished game that they can iterate on and just improve over time. And here's another little screenshot where you can see a battle the surprised adventurer seems to be having with the skeletal archer, which, this is interesting because I think, based on how there's light rays outside, this is a sort of dungeon, but on the surface. It might be some castle or some sort of creation, like some big structure to explore and loot, and there's a chest right there that you could clearly loot, and there's a library in here, so there's going to be some surface dungeons too, along with underground ones. The other thing we want to address is the Hytale blog itself. Since January, we've been using it to show off our work, introduce members of our dev team, and go deeper on elements of Hytale that we only briefly touched on in the announcement. It's been really rewarding for us to finally be able to reveal the fruits of our labors and be able to provide a steady stream of screenshots, art, and video clips is important to us. That said, we do need to make sure the blog doesn't distract from the much more important work of developing the game. We've shown a lot, and so for the next period in the game's development, we're going to slow our pace and focus on less frequent but more substantial updates. Working to our weekly schedule has made it harder to cover bigger topics, so we're hoping that slowing down will allow us to produce more detailed articles about key game features. And I'm going to scroll down and show off this little screenshot here of this guy getting chased by the goblins as I talk about this. So this is big news. What this means is that they're not going to do weekly blog updates anymore. We can't be certain that there will be a blog update every Friday anymore. And I fully understand why they're doing this. I'm sure it takes quite a bit of work to get these blog updates out there and try to reveal the perfect information they want to reveal while not revealing too much. Which, if they reveal too much about the game, people will lose interest in it because they'll already know too much. Which, if we go down here, they'll talk about, for the most part, the feedback they received has been great. They're aware of concern we've been showing too much, that it might spoil the game. And we want to take this opportunity to reassure the community we're very selective about what we show in blog posts, and we fully intend to keep plenty of stuff under wraps. We're sensitive to the needs of content creators too, so in addition to providing a blog post every few weeks, we'll continue to put out new screenshots and short clips via Twitter and our other social media channels. We'll still be sharing the process of developing the game with the community and paying close attention to your feedback. Keep asking us questions, letting us know what you think, and telling us your hopes for Hytale. It means a lot to us. Thanks once again for your support. It's been incredible, and we're committed to delivering a game that lives up to your expectations. So as I was saying, they're aware of the problems that might come with blog post, and so they're cutting it back to whenever they feel like it, basically. It could be once every 2 weeks, could be once a month, but they're going to have lots of info in each of the blog posts. They might not even come out on Fridays anymore, I don't know. But they're going to be about more substantial topics, which will be interesting and make for good videos once they're out. But this means I can't rely on Hytale blog posts for Saturday videos every week. And speaking of my Hytale blog post updates every Saturday, I like doing them because I like Hytale. I'm invested in Hytale. I want it to do really well, and I want to make a channel based off of it. I know that the Saturday blog update videos, though, aren't that exciting and unique in terms of their content. Tons of people do them. I just do them because it's something that I know I can rely on to have a weekly, consistent Hytale-based video, so my channel could still be Hytale-based, without having to make a really detailed scripted video every week. And I've noticed on places like Reddit and Twitter and stuff like that, there's been a little bit of criticism now with the Hytale-based YouTube channels that just release the same types of things, where they talk about the same things over and over again, they do the blog posts over and over again, and I'm not that different from them, even though they're not talking about me in particular. I'm too small for them to really care about, which is fair enough, I will say, since I just started the channel this year, and I'm not very social media savvy. But the thing is, I'm not doing Hytale-based content in order to be the best Hytale channel there ever was, to have in-depth analyses of Hytale-based things with interviews and all sorts of stuff every week. I'm trying to get videos out every day here. I'm not doing once a month videos of like the highest of quality stuff. At the same time, I'm doing college too, so I don't really have the time to edit and do tons of things to make the best quality videos. What I want to do is what I enjoy doing. I want to talk about Hytale, about what I'm excited about, and just share some of the fun and passion and love I've been getting for these types of games, for Hytale, for Minecraft, for sandbox adventures. So I'm going to keep doing these types of things. However, I do want to do scripted Hytale stuff too, and those are difficult to make because even doing one a week takes a ton of time editing, and it's very difficult for me to do right now with school and stuff. Even in the summer, I'm doing summer classes, and then my family, like I'm going to be with my family a lot of this summer, and we're going to do our own things and go on vacations and just go on trips and just have fun together. And it restricts a lot of the time I can spend editing videos, which is why I like doing Let's Plays. Because Let's Plays are something I do in my free time anyway, and it's easy to record that and just edit it really briefly, not too much editing, and just put it up there for people to enjoy, or just for me to enjoy years in the future if I want to look back on what I did. And I don't want this to be a Hytale analyses channel. Like, once the game fully comes out, this is going to be a Let's Play channel. I'm going to play Hytale, just like how people played Minecraft back in the day. So if people are expecting this channel to be all sorts of in-depth, like really great interview channels with scripted videos and stuff, this is not exactly the right place. There'll be some of that stuff. Like, I'm going to look at Hytale news. Like, when there's new updates, I'll talk about that, what they've updated. If there's social media posts that are very interesting, I'll talk about that. But otherwise, I want this to be a Let's Play channel. And I just want to make that very clear. Once the game comes out, I'm going to be mostly Let's Playing the game and playing with friends, playing with other YouTubers, I hope. I want to do some collabs if people are willing to do collabs. I don't know how YouTube culture is nowadays. I'm very willing, but I'm also very small, and I don't know if bigger YouTubers want to create competitors by playing with smaller ones anymore. And I want to play mini games and maps and stuff like that, so hopefully you guys are looking forward to that, because that's what I'm going to mostly be focusing on once the game comes out. And that's the end of this serious talk. Hope you guys enjoyed this blog post update. That's all for now, and I hope to see you all on the next adventure.